We're on the parcel of land that is off the Gumflat Road. And this is this year's corn crop. And Jason's pulling one. It looks pretty good.
That's fine looking.
It's I think it's going to be really good corn this time.
That's beautiful.
It's got, and you can see the grain kernels and how they determine the black layer. You pull that tip back and see it's black in there.
What is that?
That's the black layer.
Black layer.
They call it. That tells you that it doesn't need any more water. That it's done. It's made all it's going to make now. I mean, it's got all the weight it needs, all the water content it needs, and it's now all it's got to do now is dry down.
This is the road Jason put into the pivot.
They were big deer.
Most of the corn has been under the sprinkler system, but in the corners where it doesn't reach, Jason has planted beans. So the beans are not underwater. But they still look decent.
Yeah,
you'll get something for them, right?
Yeah, they'll be good beans. Hey, it would have been a year this year if you had that little ball, to know. You could have had corn on the whole thing, and it would have made good corn because we've had the rain right there.
There's the end of the pivot for this section. And this is another corner of beans that were not under the sprinkler system. And this is Phil's property across the street?
Right across the road.
Okay.
He's wanting to do some white corn. And I didn't know what, Phil called me about some white corn, and I didn't know what your take would be on that.
There's the yellow post where you turn.
For his operation.
Yeah.
Which
and that's
his
the
operation.
granary and home in the
whiskey.
distance.
To make, he uses white corn.
This is Phil's property.
I was going to talk to you and see what you had on your mind about it, because the only thing about it that I know of now is I don't know where to sell it. You can't, Bungie and them won't take it.
This is the backside of our tract. What road are we on now?
We're on Abbott Road.
We've turned right onto Abbott Road from Gumflat Road.
Yes.
And more beans in the corners and the pivot in the distance.
I walked out in the corn down through some of the rows and ditches, and just from what I looked at, I'm excited about it,
This is the property on the Dummy Line Road now, and that's our pivot in the distance, which we can see better this year because beans have been planted rather than corn as in the past 2 years. Beans look good. And this is the Dummy Line Road. So is this the edge of our property here?
Right here.
Oh, right here.
The ditch right here.
The ditch. This ditch is ours. And so to the left is somebody else's?
Yes.
Okay.
That's a heart.
Okay. So this road turns off the Dummy Line Road, but it's on our property.
I built this up last year. Last year. I dug a ditch over here and built it up, which I'm going to dig it when it dries and get the crop off if it's not raining and wet. It needs to be dug some more, built up a little more.
Yeah.
But it is spots like right here and right down here. The water was just coming across there, drowning a lot out, and it's really helped. It made that water go this way, and it's helped the farm over here. But it needs to be about 2.5, 3 foot higher.
That much? Wow.
It kind of needs to tie in if you can tell it, about right in here.
What happened to that ditch that was back here a minute ago?
I didn't come far enough up here when I no, sir, I won't come all the way, but just right back about that water hole. This up here is in pretty good shape right here.
That's the Betty tree that's out in the middle of the property. So that pivot reaches all the way down into here, Jason?
Yes, it throws water right here.
Okay. But you still have corners here that don't get wet, but you've got them in beans anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I've got this one in milo. You can see the
And the far
red up there.
okay, the far corner's in milo.
Or a new pioneer bean. I had never planted a whole lot of pioneer beans, but I planted some this time. They're supposed to be some kind of special deal, but we'll find out. And they look good, and they got lots of beans on them.
So that's the end of the sprinkler system, and it squirts out as far as it can, but we've still got a section here.
You can see some of the.
This is a milo.
I believe it's ready to cut now. You see down the rows, I planted it on like corn rows.
Where do you cut it? Right at the top, or
Yes,
do you go down at the bottom?
Just
of the
right at
stalk?
right under that head there. Yes, sir.
And what
Top.
happens to the stalk?
Just leave it there. I'm gonna leave it there and try to plant in it. And just that's what helps build your organic matter they talk about
Yeah.
on your farm is the worms that feed on them dead roots and kind of make it more permeable for the water to go down if you can leave it. You know, when you're getting a chance where it's muddy and raining and makes ruts, you have to tear it up, which it still goes in, but this way it kind of decomposes naturally and it helps build the organic matter on the farm.
So the sprinkler system crosses this little dirt road.
This is a different kind of bean over here than on this side. It's two
Okay.
different kinds. It's a little taller.
But this is still our property over here.
Yes.
Only is the Betty tree not? It's not underwater, of course.
No.
Is it on the edge or in the middle?
It's in the middle. It's got a section that's on the other side of it also.
Yeah.
I was trying to see where the wheel. So you can see where a wheel track goes through there.
Now your well is up on this end of the irrigation, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Never have any worry about it going dry?
No, sir. I hadn't. It's been doing good, and the guys, all the irrigation guys, you know, they're still putting them in. They say in this area, for most cases, 70 foot, about as deep as they have to go to water.
This road goes
Up to
down
there.
to the pivot.
That's dry enough to go down through there. Get this.
Yeah, it's quite different without all the corn around.
Yeah. If they don't get the new varieties out yet, you know, we'll have some trouble where you have some foulness if you don't get it. But this year's worked pretty good where we've kept them clean.
Now that fuel tank, how long does it last you?
The fuel tank, oh, it'll last me a good while there. And you see kind of how they squatted a little.
So at some point, the sprinkler system doesn't cover some of this.
It does all this.
It does all of this?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it comes all the way to the ditch over here, around through here.
Okay.
There's a little corner up there. See where Jason's is?
Is that
up
his?
yonder.
Uh-huh.
There's a little corner about 3 to 4 or 5 acres up there it doesn't get. And then there's about 10 acres on the front side where we turned in it doesn't get.
And Dad, how'd that tree get named the Betty tree?
You know, I think Herman Reed probably came up with that name.
Okay. Is this your equipment, Jason?
Yes. See this, we hadn't got anything off this hardly in the last 2 years right in here where the water, you know, with rain got it and got it. See where we had the big rain this year and all the rain early, it blew this road plumb out right here. It come through up there and right here and it was so much you couldn't even come through here with a truck. It was as high as this. Well, it was taller than those beans through here. You know, it was just.
So this is still our property here,
Yes.
this piece.
Mm-hmm.
And you had corn up here.
Here's some of the milo right here.
Oh, this was milo.
Yeah.
You've already harvested this.
Yeah, some of it. I did a lot of it yesterday. See,
Now tell me again, you say you come back in here and drill beans in here on top of that?
yes, sir. I'm gonna spray it with Roundup and Fierce probably or something like it, or well, first be Roundup and Verdict and 2,4-D in the spring early, and then come back with Ramoxone and Fierce or Roundup and Fierce right after planting, and just plant it right in those stalks there.
What does a milo look like when it comes out of the ground? And is that all from that one circle you just made?
Yes, sir.
Because it was empty before that.
Yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm impressed. Woo!
It's a good milo. It's making pretty good.
That's good.
Isn't that beautiful?
You just got your seed there.
That's just amazing.
I
chewed up a little of this, and it chews up into interesting little pieces.
Yeah. It's
Is this your truck?
yes, sir. I've got that little orange one, but I've got to get another trailer for it. And my old trailer messed up on me last year.
Well, there she is.
What is this here? Is this stuff turning seed?
That's where some of it come out there. It has that moisture in the ground. Where that thing, where it knocks the head out.
That's milo seeds.
Yeah, some of it is. Some of it's probably grass seed under there too.
Well, I had no idea you had such fine equipment or so much equipment. You have this, you have that tractor,
Yes, sir.
this.
And I've got another truck, but it's not as big as this truck.
Right.
And then I've got another tractor with a planter and stuff. This one's to me it's quite a bit better. And I'd always, but that boy, my seed size was so small on that seed, my planter, you couldn't get it slowed down. So I had like 5 or 6 bags, and I just didn't open 1 or 2, and I'm glad I didn't, because I took them back and got this other.
Right.
And this other's, that's what I'm gonna plant.
So
What's going to happen when that marker
we've
falls?
come around from where Jason harvested. We
I've
went
got some
past
yellow
the Betty
poles I
tree,
put back in there to
came down
keep it
here,
straight.
now
Yes, sir.
we're on a little side road, and this marker marks our property line down through here. Is this the other Jason's
Oh,
property?
this is James Carroll.
Oh, somebody
around here.
Okay.
And